is Janabelle, as always. Welcome back. It has to be Wednesday, our non-horror movie review of the week, and we are going with my personal favorite non-horror movie of all time. For those of you who have seen my top 25 non-horror movie favorite movies of all time, you will know what movie I'm talking about, and that is the 1986 classic, Stand By Me. Yes, this is based off a story by Stephen King called The Body, a short story. This is just a terrific little movie. Terrific cast. I mean, we've got Will Wheaton, River Phoenix, Jerry O'Connell, Kiefer Sutherland, Corey Feldman, and just a lot of really great actors. And for me personally, I know the 80s, a lot of times people bring up like the Brad Pack, like, oh, the Brad Pack and everything. For me, like, these guys, a lot of the people that are in this movie, including like some of the members of like the Kiefer Sutherland gang, like those are my 80s right there. I'm just saying. So Stand By Me, I mean, I feel like most of us know the story of this. A lot of us have seen this movie. Basically, it's a group of like 13-year-old boys who are decide to kind of go on an adventure to go and see this dead body of a boy who's about the same age as them and everything. So it's kind of like their journey to go see them. But really, at the end of the day, it's just really the sort of like bonding of kids at that age, whether it's boys or girls, the friendship and everything, and just like, just the magical time that, you know, it is to be, you know, at that age, to be 12, 13 years old. Like, I mean, I even like feel like whenever I get to the end of the movie and Richard Dreyfuss is typing that line of something like, I never had friends like I did at 12 later on in life, like, you know, does anyone? And I think that is so true. Like, when I was growing up seeing that, I never really understood that. I totally understand that now. I mean, I literally, as much as I hated kind of like growing up because I was picked on a lot, there were like a group of friends that I had that it's so true, just something magical about those friendships that I wish, you know, I still had to this day. So, but whatever. So yeah, so like I said, you know, kids are going to go see a dead body and stuff. You know, it's kind of like, in a way, you're kind of like, why the hell would you want to go see a dead body? But yeah. Basically, though, these kids, though, something that I really do like, and it's, I don't know how many people have kind of like brought this up, but especially with Will Wheaton's character, Gordy, like he had lost a brother, who actually is played by John Cusack. So John Cusack's in this for just, you know, very brief, a couple of scenes, kind of same thing like with their father, Marshall, who's played by Marshall Bell. Couple of scenes, but, you know, their presence on screen is so, like, and that's the thing, every person in this movie, like I said, is just phenomenal and just makes this movie. So, but I feel like with his character, Gordy's character, it's almost, it almost kind of becomes like an obsession with him because of the fact that, you know, like I said, he lost his brother in like a Jeep accident, and I feel like for him to have to go and see this dead body, it almost becomes an obsession, almost like he needs some sort of closure, because like he went to his brother's funeral obviously, but I'm assuming he probably didn't like go to the wake, so he's never, like, he even admitted at the beginning of the movie he had never seen a dead body. So kind of assuming that he probably didn't go see to the wake or anything, or, you know, whatever reason. So for him, I feel like it's kind of like a closure for him. You know, by far, definitely a closure for him. And there's so many other things about this movie that is just, it touches on so many things, like, you know, kind of like hard lessons in life that, you know, some of us unfortunately had to kind of learn at such a young age. You know, like, you know, with Gordy, he, you know, he's definitely kind of like the straight-laced, kind of like, you know, a decent upbringing, kind of like, you know, you would think kind of like stable home, but at the same time, we do kind of see some of like the conflict between him and his father. Like, you know, his dad definitely was more keen on his son Denny, played by John Cusack, because he was like the football star and everything, and didn't really understand his younger son, who wasn't really into that. He was more about like writing stories and everything. So of course, always kind of trying to find that, like, praise of his father that he never really got. And his friends, like, he definitely got that from his friends, who, the rest of the town kind of views his friends as like, like his dad, Marshall Bell, kind of says it best, oh, a thief and two thieves or whatever. And that's the thing, like, within his group, Gordy's more of like the outsider of the group than anything else. Where on the grander scale, it would be kind of the other way around, where like, Chris O'Donnell, Corey Feldman, and River Phoenix, their characters are kind of like the outcast and everything. So, but yeah, I liked it that they really kind of focused on the boys and just like the dynamics and how like each boy, or like the group of friends, kind of really supported each other and everything, and like just kind of liked each other at the end of the day, because they saw that, like, yeah, these are good people. Like, this is a good group of people. They were supportive in ways, but also kind of would, like, tease each other as kids would do and stuff, and kind of like, give them a little bit of a tough skin and everything. So yeah, and like a part that I really enjoy is because it just kind of like, it kind of, in a way, kind of like sucks you in the stomach a little bit, because I feel like a lot of us really kind of can relate to this moment, or like certain aspects about this scene some of us can really sort of relate to, and that is the scene where the boys are kind of like camping out or whatever, like, sleeping for the night, and then Gordy and Chris, played by River Phoenix, they're kind of up talking and everything, and you know, Gordy, like, bless his heart, because he really does kind of see the good in his friends. And like, there's a thing where I guess there was a situation during the school year where Teddy, or not Teddy, I'm sorry, Chris ended up stealing some milk money or whatever. Because I mean, it's kind of assumed like, his family doesn't really have a lot of money, so he probably just wanted something and figured, hey, I'm gonna go steal money. And he admits, like, yeah, you know what, I had a change of heart. I brought the milk money back. I brought it to the teacher. But I guess, the milk money never showed up, and I still got suspended. A week later, what do you know? Our teacher had a new dress. And it's like, that's a moment when, the boys realize, like, wow, these adult figures who we're supposed to look up to, listen to, have respect for, are supposed to, like, tell the truth and, like, have high morals and blah, 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 can kind of be douches too and backstab you in the back. And, so, he's like, like, I still got in trouble for, trying to do something right, trying to right my wrong, basically. Just things like that are just so, like, that this movie just portrays so much. And that's a genius with Stephen King. Because, even with, like, something like It, even, like, the original It TV miniseries and, like, the first part of the remake that we had last year, like, you really kind of see that, like, he really loves doing that. That's something I really like about, Stephen King himself, with, like, those relationships and everything. But yeah, this movie just, and that scene, when they do come across, they do find the Ray Brower kid, like, that scene, okay, like, once again, like, I know it's a movie, I know they, put makeup on him and stuff, but that just, every time I get to that scene, I'm just like, like, it gets to me, and I think because it is so just kind of like, it's not like, Jason or Freddy coming after you and slicing you up. It's like, no, that crap can actually happen. It did happen to my aunt a few weeks ago, who was hit by a car and actually ended up losing her life. I'm not trying to get sympathy with you guys, but I'm just saying, like, that's something that happens, so that's a very relatable thing. And I was actually kind of surprised that I was able to kind of like watch this movie and not be like and not completely break down. So, just I was a little worried about that when I was popping this one in for you guys this week, but just things like that like, because like I know like stuff like that happens, like people get hit by trains or whatnot, and to see his face and just like that blank, lifeless stare, just oh god, just even think about it now. It's in my head right now. I'm trying not to. I'm trying not to like even think about it. Just like, oh, gets to me every time. I know there are some things that actually kind of like creep me the fuck out. But yeah. Um, but yeah, it's this whole movie is so well written and everything. I think Rob Reiner really did do a really great job at making this movie. Like I know he even admitted, like I think even the special features that he I think had the boys like come out like I think like 2 weeks before actual filming began, just to do some like exercises and then to kind of start doing some like rehearsals of the script and everything, just to make sure that these boys kind of clicked and really wanted that to come across on us and everything. So but yeah, it's a brilliant movie. I really don't know that many people who don't like this movie. Then again, if you don't like this movie, I totally respect that. I'm not gonna like bash. I'm not gonna troll you guys on that. You know that. But yeah, let me know what you guys think of this movie. What are some of your favorite parts of this movie? What are some things that you really like? Let me know in the comments. Till next time, you guys, as always, stay creepy, classy, and a little bit sassy.